All right, home loan shoppers, welcome to chapter 1. And if you will refer to the outline I have here next to my big head, you will see chapter 1 is broken up into 3 sections. Section 1, or video 1, because these are separate videos in here. Section 1, or video 1, I'm going to show you how you are actually shopping for fees, not rates. In section 2, or video number 2, if you will, I'm going to talk about the loan originator compensation rule. And in section 3, we're going to talk about choosing the rate that is right for you. This is more of an introductory chapter to get you in the right headspace and timing for the information that's coming to follow. So let's kick this chapter off with how you are shopping for fees and not rates. We all have the same interest rates. Let me just kick it off with that, right? Or if it's easier to wrap your head around it, you can think of it as we all have access to the same rates. Tomato, any way you slice it, it comes out peanuts. If you're old enough to remember those old Snickers commercials, we all have the same rates. The big difference, the huge difference, the number one difference is what we charge for those rates. Yes, that is the number one difference. You're actually shopping for the fees, not the interest rates. And I know for those of you who have owned houses for years, you've purchased, you've sold, you've refinanced one or two or a handful of times on one or various properties when you were shopping around at these banks and lenders and brokerages or wherever you shopped at. One of the first questions, if not the first question that came out of your mouth 99% of the time during your shopping adventure was, what is your rate, right? You asked, what is your rate? Or you have a friend in the mortgage industry that you know, and you ran into your friend and you asked, hey, what are the rates looking like right now? All right, so let me get you all up to snuff. When you call up a bank, a lender, a brokerage, or walk into a bank or lender or credit union, whatever, and you ask, what is your rate? That is like walking into a furniture store or calling up a furniture store and asking, how much is your table? Or if you ask, how much is your 30-year fixed rate? That's like calling up the furniture store and asking, how much is your kitchen table? We all have the same rates. The difference is what we charge in fees. For example, if I have a 6.5% rate, Quicken has that same 6.5% rate. Loan Depot has that same 6.5% rate. Wells Fargo has that same 6.5% rate. Your credit union, every bank, every brokerage, every lender, every credit union across the country has that same 6.5 rate. In fact, they have the same 6.125 rate, 5.875 rate, 7.125 rate, 6.875 rate, whatever it is, they all have it. The huge difference is what they charge in fees. Yes. It might be a small difference in fees, like only $300 to $700, or it might be a significant difference in fees, like $1,000 to $2,500. But there will be a difference in fees on a very, very rare occasion. You might run into two places that are only $100 apart or so. That happens. So that is actually what you're doing. You're shopping for the fees. The reason why most people don't know this, and when I mean most, I mean even you experience people out there, you've owned real estate before, you've bought and sold, you've refinanced. Yes, even you. Because you're some of the main ones over the past 26 years I've been doing this. You call in or you come in, you ask, what is your rate? And the reason why that people still do that is because companies want you to do it. Most of the companies, when I mean most, I'm talking about 99.8% of the companies want you to do that. They want to look more competitive over another company. That's why when you go, say, on the internet, you see them only advertising one rate, even though they could advertise 10, 15, or 20 different interest rates. They'll only advertise one rate, or one rate in each category. For example, one jumbo rate, one VA rate, one conforming rate, one FHA rate. They only advertise that one rate. Why? Because it makes them look more competitive over another company. And the fees that they're charging for those rates kind of get swept under the carpet until later. They want to do something to grab your attention, to get you to submit that application online or pick up that phone and call them. Then when you're talking to their salespeople, or they already have your phone number and your email where they can bug the hell out of you, then you find out later on what the fees are. So they're not trying to rip you off per se. They're trying to look more competitive over the other company. That's how it goes. So they make it look like one company has a lower rate. You hear them saying our rates will beat anybody when they all have the same damn rates. It's the fees you're actually shopping for. So back to the case with the 6.5%, you would be, as I'm going to show you how to do this later, you'd be shopping for the company that has the cheapest 6.5%. If fees are something that you're really looking for, because as you're going to learn later, I'm going to show you that fees are not the only reason that you want to choose the company that you're going to go with. It's not just about fees. Sometimes it is, a lot of times it might be, but there's other reasons I'm going to show you later. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm not just telling you, I'm just introducing you to this now, but I'm going to show you exactly line by line how to shop for these fees later on in the following chapters. I'm not going to do anything vague like I mentioned introduction, to like tell you something stupid like, oh, you need to shop at multiple lenders. No joke, you need to shop at multiple places. How do you do that? But just remember that you are shopping for fees, not interest rates. We all have the same interest rates, or if it helps you wrap your head around it better, we all have access to the same interest rates. Okay, so this concludes the introduction to how you are shopping for fees, not rates, in this section 1, video 1 of this first chapter. Let's go ahead and get into video number 2. This is set up as a playlist, or you can go into the description of this video and click on the next section in this chapter.